Honorable Chief Guest, Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM, retired, Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand. We warmly welcome in our midst the esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Samir V. Kamat, Secretary, DDR&D and Chairman, DRDO. Accompanied on stage this morning by Lieutenant General PGS Pannu, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, retired, Chairman, Space Committee on Defence, SIA-India. We also very warmly welcome in our midst on stage Dr. Subba Pavuluri, President SIA-India. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand in attention for the national anthem.
Singh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravid, Uttal, Ganga, Vindhya, Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga, Uttal, Jalavitaranga. Tab Shubh Naame Jaage, Tab Shubh Aashish Maange, Gahe Tab Jaya Gatha. Jan Gan Mangal Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata. Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 Jaya.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. May I request you all to please kindly be seated. Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, esteemed guest of honor, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, invitees, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Day 2 of DEFSAT Conference and Exposition. On behalf of SIA-India, I extend a warm and hearty welcome to you all. We start this morning's opening and inaugural session with extending a warm welcome to the Honorable Chief Guest and the esteemed guest of honor. May I request President SIA-India, Dr. Subba Pavuluri, to kindly present a bouquet and a shawl to the Honorable Chief Guest, and please welcome him. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our privilege to welcome in our midst Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM, retired, the Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, this morning's Chief Guest. We extend a warm and hearty welcome to Dr. Samir V. Kamat, Secretary, DDR&D and Chairman, DRDO. May I request Dr. Subba to kindly present a bouquet and a shawl to the honored dignitary, and please welcome him. Thank you, Dr. Subba, for doing us the honors. Dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great privilege now to request Dr. Subba Pavuluri, President SIA-India, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Namaskar. Good morning to all of you. Excellencies, distinguished personalities present here, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to share the stage with Honorable General Gurmit Singh, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM, Governor of Uttarakhand. Dr. Samir V. Kamat, Chairman DRDO, and General PJS Pannu, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, Chairman Space Committee of SIA. Sir, just to give you a little background, and we conducted DEFSAT 23 last year very successfully. And basically the usage of space in the defense sector. That's how the entire theme has been formulated, and we did that accordingly. Of course, various sessions have been worked out in that, and thanks to General Pannu and General Kandare and other distinguished Santos, that we worked out many things on that. And yesterday's sessions, in fact, we started yesterday, and yesterday's sessions, I must say that, I just tell you about 4 sessions that we had yesterday. One is machine intelligence, that is multi-sensor payloads and analytical platforms, how they can be used for space in the defense area. And the other one is space-enabled precision and deep battles. The third one is collaborative frontiers, that is synergizing the defense innovation with ecosystem. And the fourth one, very interesting one that we had it yesterday was, of course, Air Marshal Bedi conducted that. The redefining aerospace, near space and space sovereignty. So we always know that about space and the ground, but there's something in near space. That's very, very interesting and very educative yesterday about that. And all sessions were well attended and well participated. There'll be many sessions today and tomorrow. Another interesting one going to be today on industrial space war game, which was very innovative approach designed by General Pannu. And of course, many representatives from defense, ISRO, then DRDO, they'll be participating. I'm sure that very effectively participating into this session. And the sessions are going to be on smart satellites for defense. The next sessions are going to be on the smart satellites for defense, acquisition of process for military grade space assets. Since we have acquisition policy in the defense, which is very age old. Now in the new era of space, how do we do this? Do you follow the same kind of old scenario or something new to happen? If something new to happen, how to formulate the entire process of policy? So that's another one that we are going to look at it today. And of course, and I must proudly say that this is being watched by all missions abroad, because India is one, particularly after Gaganyaan program, that India can deliver very effectively anything in the space, in the sense that already we have the technology well developed. What we need is a little more governmental support in terms of making things happen, particularly. As you all know, Indian space program always has happened to be only the civilian program. Now to convert the civilian program into the defense program, what all things can happen? In fact, all technology we have, most of them here with us, but the way that is to be conducted, the way it is to be supported by the government, that is what we want to look at it more keenly. Thank you, sir. I'm sure the recommendation will go to the government. I'm sure government will also act positively on this. I welcome again, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Subba, for this warm welcome address. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the pleasure of having in our midst this morning Dr. Samir V. Kamat, Chairman DRDO. May I now request the esteemed guest of honor to kindly deliver his address.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh, Dr. Subba, General Pannu, dignitaries in the audience, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed very honored that I was invited to be here today. I guess I don't have to carry coal to Newcastle and tell this audience the importance of space going ahead for our national security as well as our national prosperity. ISRO has made all of us proud by its achievements, the Chandrayaan mission, the Gaganyaan mission, which is going to happen soon, as well as the Aditya L1, which went to the sun or close to the sun to monitor the sun. But as the warfare domains increase from just the battles being fought on land, air or sea to the cyber and the space domain, we have to get prepared not only to become capable of using the cyber and space domains to help our warfare in the conventional domains, but also protect our critical infrastructure in the space. So you have both the use of space for conducting your warfare, as well as how to defend your assets in space, or how to deter your enemies from targeting your critical space assets. So it's a dual challenge. The importance of space for communication as network-centric warfare becomes increasingly common, for navigation, for providing the ISR which is required, especially in ballistic missile defense, and as hypersonic missiles become commonplace, it would be very critical to have significant SBS capability, that is space-based surveillance capability, to ensure that you get early warning. You would also need space situational awareness capability. As you are aware, our neighbor to the north is launching enormous number of satellites every year. So unless you are aware of all the satellites which can cause you not only damage, but which can also be used against you during the war. So the space situational awareness, or as some people call it, the space domain awareness capability, is something which we will have to address. And of course, as I said, you need the ability to have deterrence so that the enemies don't try to damage your assets when the need arises. So similar to the nuclear deterrence that we have to have the capability for deterrence in space. So from the DRDO's point of view, our focus is on space situational awareness, to some extent on space-based ISR, and of course to create the space deterrence capability. We have several laboratories which work in this area. But as Dr. Subba mentioned, these technologies also have to be leveraged from the technologies which have already been established in the civilian sphere. Rather than start looking at everything from scratch, we have to be able to leverage what technologies that the country has developed for the civilian sector. So we need to exploit this ecosystem which already exists in the country, and as you are aware, once the new space policy was promulgated by the government, there has been a spurt of startups working in the space domain. So we have to leverage these startup ecosystem to work on defense technologies. In DRDO, we have a technology development fund which we are increasingly using to focus or fund research in industries and startups for space-based R&D. In fact, one of our funded startups, Bellatrix Aerospace, recently demonstrated a green propulsion system in the PSLV 58, which was launched recently. It's a N1 class green monopropellant, which was successfully demonstrated for orbit control, for altitude control, as well as orbit management of microsatellites. As Chairman DRDO, I can assure you that any startup which has a bright idea, or if the startup wants to participate in the 75 challenges which have already been put up by the government for space-based R&D, if any of the startups need any funding, use of our facilities, we will be willing to work with them. I'm also very happy that the organizers have decided to have this DEFSAT every year. I think it's a right time that we address this very important domain holistically, not only from the technological point of view, but also from the policy point of view, also looking at how we can work collaboratively, not only within the country, but also in international partnerships. And I'm sure that in the years to come, we have the potential to become one of the leaders in this domain. So my best wishes to all those who are present here for successful deliberations during this 3-day event, but also use this opportunity to build collaboration. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Kamat. It's been an honor to have you here in our midst today, and heartiest congratulations to DRDO and the entire team for the green propulsion and the successful launch. Ladies and gentlemen, SIA-India and DEFSAT are proud to share with you all that today we shall be witnessing the release of India Space Congress 2023 report. For the release of the report, may I request Sri Anil Prakash, Director General SIA-India, to please join us on stage. I request the Honorable Chief Guest and the esteemed guest of honor to kindly do us the honors of releasing the India Space Congress 2023 report. Thank you, Sri Prakash, for joining us on stage to witness the release of India Space Congress 2023 report. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute privilege and honor to have in our midst this morning the Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh. May I now request him to kindly address the august gathering. Please welcome with a hearty applause.
Jai Hind. Indeed, it's a pleasure to be here for these 3 days of deliberation, discussion on the key word of space and defense, where both these subjects are going to converge, and we are looking for the space defense capabilities that we must identify for ourselves, and also the strategies that we need to have. Sometimes I get, when I look at this word space innocently, I leave this word SP and one focuses on this ace. It is indeed the ace in all the subject which is there. And it is of the same parentage where you find pace, race, grace. So this is exclusivity where we are walking into. But what is pleasing me today is that we have decided for convergence. I must share with you my personal time after retirement and before picking up assignment of governor. I have attended about 4 defense expos where I met Dr. Subba. In his word, Pavuluri, as an army man, last 3 words, Uri really is very interesting to me. So I had a special relationship as a military man and Uri in his name. And every time I went to his stall or the place where exhibits were there, I was impressed. Then I went to his research center in Hyderabad and I was deeply impressed with precision, professionalism, competence, and perfection of what he was doing as far as technology is concerned, and which is going to have a bearing on the topic of space. Somehow every time I felt, how can we integrate this into the might of the nation for the national security? And today I feel very happy that we have decided that these 3 days we are going to contribute into understanding the entire requirement. The synergy that we have decided that we walk into. I must share with you one experience which I have only yesterday. I was talking to a very top-end Swamiji of Vivekananda Mission. So I was just telling him casually, I said, Swamiji, I think technology has got to be adopted by the Swamis of the nation, because somewhere there is a requirement कि हमारे भारत की सभ्यता, संस्कृति, ज्ञान, विद्या, इसको टेक्नोलॉजी से मिलाने की बहुत जरूरत है. इसको आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, स्पेस, साइबर, we need to integrate this. He tells me, so this artificial intelligence which is there, it is finally going to go in the area of absolute intelligence, and thereafter come into artificial absoluteness. So when you connect words like technology, AI into absolute intelligence, then you feel thrilled. I think the entire nation as such has decided that we're going to integrate the topic of technology, our being, and walk into the areas of excellence. In fact, to me, these 3 days actually appears to be very humble steps toward that integration, jointness, and oneness. One thing is definite, as Dr. Kamat has said, we got to look at the challenges which are in front of us. We got to protect our assets in the space, and for that, we need to have the powers, the capabilities that we got to identify for ourselves. As an army man, I personally feel all the capabilities that you need to have for the defense, for the national security, all can get an X factor from the space itself, be it the space communication systems, be it the space-based technology. A very beautiful point which has been brought out today, and I'm definite that I can feel the vibrations of that in this parivar which is sitting here. Collaboration, convergence, cooperation, oneness, jointness. I must share my experience when I was a second lieutenant. After having finished the young officers course, I was posted in Faizabad, today's Ayodhya. One student from the college asked me, he says, what is the range of MMG, medium machine gun? I had just done the YO, I knew it. But somehow at the spur of the moment, I got confused. Light machine gun is so much, heavy machine gun is so much, and the medium machine gun is so much. So I thought, why express my ignorance or confusion in my mind? So I told him, I said, sorry, I can't share it with you. He said, sir, range of MMG gun you can't share with me. I said, look, I've taken an oath of secrecy. Actually, ignorance tha, confusion tha, but I didn't want to share it. I think this was 50 years back, but now 50 years this side, we need to integrate, we need to share, we need to get into collaboration. I think that's where the whole change has happened. We have to collaborate in the entire pursuits of exploration, data, communication, info. One thing is definite. When I was looking at these two words for which we got together for the 3 days, space, defense, national security, defense capability, and strategies that we need to have, it also came to my mind that space can have a major bearing on the sustainable development goals the world is looking at. We're looking at the food security, health, education, clean water, industry, innovation, infrastructure. I think the space is going to benefit each one of us 360 degrees. I would say 720 degrees. So there is a requirement for us to integrate. When I look at the space and the solution we are looking at for the national security, for the defense capability and strategies, I look at greatly at the area of intelligence, information, surveillance, communication. I'm looking at the challenges that the info-based warfare is going to bring us to and our preparedness in that. I'm looking at the future defense capabilities that I need to have. At times, ऐसा लगता है कि the future competition is on artificial intelligence. The way it is going to hog the entire perspectives that we walked of technology. I think that's where we got to walk, and space and artificial intelligence and all the technology which are emerging are going to go give new vistas of solutions and the capabilities that we're looking ahead to. There is a definite need for the cutting edge technology. I remember having gone to Hyderabad to Dr. Subba Rao's place, the precision with which the work was being done. And this precision has been researched for last many decades. Can we integrate that into our systems? कभी कभी ऐसा भी लगता है कि एज ए डिफेंस फोर्सेस हैव वी शेयर्ड with the industry what we need? Have we communicated with them? Have we walked the path of convergence? I think that's what is needed. कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि our dreams, our vision, our mission of 2047, what we are looking to walk into the self-reliance, Atmanirbhar, what we are looking for, एक विकसित राष्ट्र, एक सर्वश्रेष्ठ राष्ट्र, and somewhere at the Atma level we look at the Vishwa Guru status. If we want to walk into that, I think this space and what it gives to us is definitely going to shape the things that will be there. So I would say it needs a big humbleness, a big humility to walk into convergence. When we look at the arenas of Agni, Prithvi, BrahMos, when we look at the satellites, missiles, precision, how we are seeing the world scenario where precision, non-contact warfare, and how it is being complemented by the space capabilities, these are the challenges that will come. I come from Uttarakhand, and we have SSA in Uttarakhand. I must share with you this culture of looking at the space, number of astro clubs that we got, Aries that we got in Nainital, another big telescope we are putting in Haldwani. If you want to have a divine and a spiritual look at the space, what space can do for us, I invite each one of you to come and see there. Each one of us is now upgraded ourselves on the information. We want real-time information. We want to command the data. We want the analytics. We want the prediction. And for that, I think the start point has got to be how we change our perception as far as the space is concerned. Our not only satellites, radars, telescopes, but also anti-satellite capabilities that we got to have. One thing is definite, the environment has changed. The way we have decided to express our national will, the way we have walked the path towards implementing what is for national interest is absolutely clear. The focus on technology, the focus on R&D, the focus on startup innovation is become part of our personality now. If you have बहुत बारीकी से अगर आपने देखा है, in the budget, amount of package that we catered for R&D, startup and innovation is absolutely important for you to see, because we are taking a path, we are going to be focusing on the R&D. To be honest, this path of artificial intelligence, semiconductors, 5G and plus, space, cyber, this is bringing us into the area where we are definitely reshaping what our mission, vision and the roadmap is all about. If we look at the India's space history, achievements, present status and the future, it gives a thrill. Mangalyaan, Chandrayaan, Chandrayaan 3, that Shiv Shakti point, how we are integrated the entire technology with the pride of the nation. How are we looking at the space mission? The way the society is changing, the way education, new education policy has taken the initiatives to bring in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, the way it is decided to integrate भारत की सभ्यता, संस्कृति, विद्या, ज्ञान. The key factors are, how do we look at the space exploration, budgeting, how to integrate the private sector, advanced and cutting edge technologies, the arenas that we're looking at of surveillance, satellite technology, radars, telescopes, sensors, tracking, data, communication, observation, telecommunication, disaster management. In fact, where you use this capability, that arena is unlimited and unrestricted. I'm very happy that DefenseSat has taken on itself to give a strategic blueprint for the future readiness that we need. I'm also happy that all your endeavors are actually acting as a catalyst for immediate reactions, understanding, and the suggestions that you're going to give it to all around. A coordinated strategic roadmap. I'm so happy, I must compliment General Pannu in giving the scenario of war game to debate, discuss that what can be the scenarios and what readiness is required for that. This will absolutely help us in identifying what capabilities we must have in our pocket. Biggest reality is हम उस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, मॉडर्नाइजेशन, टेक्नोलॉजी और उस बदलाव के उस क्षण में, उस टर्निंग पॉइंट में हैं. What are those transformative necessities in the space practice that we need to have? I'm very happy that you decided that the practical insights that we need to have, decision-centric exercise, warfare which is needed, autonomous, the very meaning of autonomous. And also very humbly you decided what is the convergence which is required in the various domains. One thing is there, while identifying what is India's focus, what is India's need, चाहते क्या हैं हम? Like it was mentioned, space situational awareness, Dr. Kamat said, anti-satellite capabilities, space-based surveillance and recce intelligence and monitoring capabilities, satellite communication and navigation, integrated space and missile defense, an integrated approach. And this will only be achievable once we look at this word collaboration, international cooperation. बाहर वालों के साथ cooperate करने से पहले अपने आप को integrate करना पड़ेगा. I think that is what is important. International cooperation is very important for us with our missions on joint space missions that we are looking forward to. Sharing the satellite data. Earlier we used to call data as the king, but I think we need to revise it. Data is the emperor. It is going to control all the domains. The transformative initiatives which are required. हमारा जो गगनयान का मिशन है, हमारा जो एस्ट्रोनॉट इनटू स्पेस का मिशन है, हमारी जो hypersonic technology we are looking at, and our relentless pursuit of excellence, that the paths that we got to travel for ourselves. कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि हमको अपने सोच विचार और धारणा को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. What is the need of thought, ideas and perception for the mission and the vision that we got for ourselves? One thing is definite, all of us together, we are collectively, इस क्षण में, we are in the turning point where we are walking into transformation, embedding it, modernization, technology, space, cyber arena, AI, quantum, meta. I'm so happy when I hear Dr. Samir. And you can see the change in the environment where we, all of us, we want to integrate. What is India's exclusivity? That we must identify for ourselves. कभी-कभी ऐसा लगता है that we don't know our self-worth. Our exclusivity is our cost of production is lowest in the world. With the lowest cost, lowest budgeting, we produce the best that we send to the space. Our exclusivity is precision and perfection. We have seen it when Chandrayaan-3 landed. Some people before that and some people after that had their failures. Our exclusive success, we must identify for ourselves. Our technical credibility and excellence, our startup and the ecosystem. Today when I go to the school and I am talking to 6th, 7th and 8th class children and I ask them, आप बड़े होकर क्या बनेंगे? The number of people wanting to go to space, become scientists, become oriented on technology, बढ़ रहे हैं. So I can tell you one thing, the entire ecosystem is changing along with you. And I'm so happy that the nation has decided that this will need budgeting. And it has been reflected in the interim budget that we had. My compliments to each one of you. My special compliments to SIA, डॉक्टर सुब्बाराव पावुलुरी जी को मैं मुबारकबाद देना चाहता हूं कि ये 3 दिन, मेरे को तो ये 3 दिन एक शिव जी के त्रिशूल की तरह 1, 2, 3 लग रहे हैं, क्योंकि अगर ताली मारनी है तो जोर से बजाइए. मेरे को तो ऐसा लग रहा है ये 3 दिन की जो इंटीग्रेशन होगी, इसका जो रिजल्ट होगा, इसका जो मंथन, चिंतन और इसमें से जो अमृत निकलेगा वो अलग ही किस्म का होगा. कभी कभी लगता है, when I retired, I was never speaking in Hindi. But after retirement, I took a vow कि I must speak in Hindi. हिंदी में बोलने से अंदर से आत्मा से बात निकलती है, राष्ट्र की आत्मा से बात निकलती है. And today I spoke from my soul. I'm telling you, because space, innocently when I look at this word SPACE, मेरे को तो SP स्पेशल लगता है और ACE जैसे इक्का होता है ना कार्ड्स की गेम में, एक हुक्म का इक्का लगता है. So impressed with what Dr. Samir spoke. Our compliments to him. And I'm very happy that my friend, we've been in the battles together, General Pannu, he's brought in this concept of wargaming, concept of what is going to happen, the scenario building, and the need to be ready for that scenario. That scenario is already unfolding and taking shape in front of us. आखिर में I'm very happy that the entire parivar who is dealing with the defense and space is contributing into this exercise of convergence, integration, and collective achievement through collaboration and cooperativeness. I believe ISRO, Senjo, CLAWS, CAPS, NMF, and each one is part of this exercise. I can, in the end, say one thing. My best wishes and compliments to each one of you. Because somewhere cosmos, space, mankind, and all that Vasudev Kutumbakam represents is all comes into the common heritage of space. But in the domain of reality, somewhere we got to be prepared for the national security, which is important. And for those answers, I'm definite about it, very humbly, very innocently, out of the discussions that you're going to have, they are going to emerge. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Very thankful to the Honorable Chief Guest for this truly awe-inspiring address. It's been an absolute honor and privilege, sir, to have you here in our midst, and thank you once again for your truly inspirational words. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst this morning Lieutenant General PJS Pannu, Chairman, Space Committee on Defence, SIA-India. May I now request him to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
जय हिंद। मैं सेटकॉम इंडस्ट्रीज़ एसोसिएशन की तरफ से ऑनरेबल गवर्नर उत्तराखंड लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल गुरमीत सिंह, डॉक्टर समीर कामन और डॉक्टर सुब्बा राव का आभारी हूँ, और हमारे गवर्नर साहब की जो स्पीच थी और उससे पहले जो कामत साहब ने बोला और सुब्बा राव साहब ने बोला, आपने हमारे आज के इनॉग्रल सेशन में आके 4 चांद लगा दिए, और चांद भी हमारा स्पेस का एक हिस्सा है। I think our country is set as a leader even for the moon mission, but today we are talking about how our military is going to benefit on the ground operations and all at seas from the space. मैंने उड़ी में अपनी बटालियन कमांड करी, मैंने उड़ी में अपनी ब्रिगेड कमांड करी, लेकिन मेरे को ये नहीं था पता कि डॉक्टर सुब्बा राव साहब भी उड़ी से जुड़े हुए हैं। मेरे को एक दिन का वाक़या याद है कि अपने ऑप्स रूम में जब मैं कोर कमांडर साहब की ब्रीफिंग कर रहा था, तो उस टाइम पे हमारे जो ब्रिगेडियर जनरल स्टाफ थे, ब्रिगेडियर गुरमीत सिंह, वो ऑप्स रूम में आए, और मैं ब्रीफिंग में हार्ड पावर और सॉफ्ट पावर की बात कर रहा था। और उस टाइम जनरल गुरमीत सिंह, जो आज हमारे उत्तराखंड के गवर्नर हैं, उन्होंने मेरे को बोला, हैव यू थॉट ऑफ स्मार्ट पावर? सो आई लुक्ड एट हिम एंड आई did not say yes or did not say no, because I thought I was smart, but I think he was not talking about that smartness. I think he was talking about the smartness as we understand today. Sir, it was an absolute pleasure listening to your Shabdavali. I think it came from the soul and it went right through the space that we are going to occupy for the future warfare. It is the foremost frontier in war, and not the fighting fourth, but the fighting first, but the fourth frontier of war, which is occupying the primemost space in the multi-domain operations. From the smart power, I would like to say that in this event, we are also going to be talking about the mosaic warfare. Mosaic warfare is a technique of building kill webs for tactical battle areas where the missions are defined, the objectives are defined, the orbit is defined, and the resources are defined. And the senior commander can continue to support from a distance, yet intimately support the operations conducted by the subordinate commanders by giving them those resources when they need them the most. I think by creating those kill webs that we are going to talk about in the mosaic warfare, it is going to be possible to have the autonomous systems and semi-autonomous systems to work very well in fighting through the defined objectives of the subordinate commanders. While at the strategic level, the higher commander will continue to have that initiative of surprise, change, deception, and all that goes into the hard directions of war. Also that we sit here today, the Honorable Governor spoke about budgeting. It has to be result-based budgeting. We have to fight an economic war. We cannot afford to fight a war because it will take the economy down many, many decades back. So therefore, the decision to fight a war is extremely important because it is at the cost of losing something else that we have over a period of time achieved over 75 years of independence. So therefore, every bomb, every missile, every smart system that is going to cost us money through the kill webs and through the mosaic, we can even decide the cost of decision even before we press the button. And it will also give us the options of fighting a cheaper way and achieving the same result. So this war game, though we have many scenarios which are international in nature, but we have picked up only 8 scenarios. And I'm very glad that the Honorable Governor spoke about the disaster management, which is also part of our scenario. Sitting in Uttarakhand, he also mentioned about how the state of Uttarakhand is capable of creating a culture for the space community to utilize the talent which is already there, infrastructure which is already there. And I suppose this is a great opportunity for the Satcom Industries Association to actually put the first plant in one state, that is Uttarakhand. And I think in a way what he said, his support is readily available. I must thank you for that exceptionally. The Survey of India initially gave us the maps. We didn't know what was beyond the hill. No idea. It is only once you climb the top of the hill you realize what is there. It is a valley or there's another hill. It is a survey of India over a period of time, which we didn't know how they worked. They worked actually from ground to ground, and they carried out from survey point to survey point and told us how the maps are made. But the satellite has made it possible to make maps which are much beyond our area of interest. And therefore, if the smart battles and deep operations got to be fought, you don't have to really go there. The space will help us convert those maps. And the GIS applications are extremely important for any smart wars which have to be fought in the multi-domain or in the technologically challenged environment. So therefore, whatever we have, it has to be put through a test in the contested environment, in the electronic environment. We have a big challenge that our adversaries have gone ahead in technology, and they have actually built the industrial bases which are only meant for defense. So the industrial military complex has come up. And I think it is time that India builds the industrial military complex. And as the Honorable Governor said, collaborate, cooperate internationally, nationally, but talk to each other. And I suppose this is one platform in the IndSpace X industrial exercise is actually we are not talking at, but talking with each other. I would like to thank our esteemed guests, and my special pleasure really for Honorable Governor Uttarakhand, General Gurmit, who's been guiding us before, and I think today, as we understand, thank you very much for guiding us, and we look forward to your support even in the future. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to draw the curtains on the opening session of Day 2's proceedings of DEFSAT. May I request you all to please rise and stand in attention for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Honorable dignitaries on the days, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we conclude the first session of day 2 of DEFSAT. Please note that we are going to take a break for tea. Please do collect all of your belongings on your way out because we will need the hall for the preparation for in-space exercise, the industrial space war game. I'm sure that you've all registered yourselves and have been given your
Realize
color coding.
that for my country's development, peace is
So
essential.
we will meet
Peace
here
comes
back
at a
again.